Let's face it, business technology is frustrating and complex. So how do you make sure it works for your team? To make IT right, start the discussion at go-domain.com. You're listening to Discussions by Domain, a podcast for business leaders. Our discussions may be with people you've probably heard of before, but the majority of our guests are in the trenches, professionals like you and I, with the same challenges and struggles of keeping up in the Northeast. They're implementing strategies, overcoming hurdles. They're leading the fastest growing businesses in our region. My name is Anthony DeGraw, Director of Partnerships at Domain Computer Services, and the host of this show. When I'm not talking with business leaders, you'll hear stories from behind the scenes of Domain and the ups and downs of our own growth journey, as we intend to take over the world. Just kidding. Well, maybe. Let's get into the show. Welcome to another episode of Discussions by Domain. Today, I have the pleasure of welcoming Mike and Gabi, the creators and owners of YourTownTube and FitFabAndWellTube. Mike and Gabi, welcome to the show.
Hey, Anthony.
So I thought
Thank you.
I thought we would get started, and we were chatting before recording here on kind of the founder's story around how you guys created and came up with and executed on YourTownTube and then transitioned and are also running FitFab WellTube.
Well, I guess I can start it because I first thought of YourTownTube when I was on a bike ride, actually. And I had come back from, I was on YouTube, and it was at the infancy of YouTube. And I noticed that there was a Princeton restaurant on YouTube, of course, the La Harris, which is obviously a very famous restaurant. And that was the first video I had ever seen from a local Princeton merchant that was really good. And it was like a really slick video. It probably cost them at that time $3,000 or $4,000. It had been on YouTube for 2 years, and it had 26 views. I was like, oh my God. These guys probably thought, oh man, YouTube's starting. This is going to be a video revolution. We're going to get a great video done. It's going to do wonders for our restaurant. And probably their mothers, fathers, cousins, and sisters saw it. And that's like all, that's all. And yet there was videos then on YouTube that were hundreds and thousands of views. So I came home and I said to Gabi, I said, you know what's nutty? What if there was like a local YouTube where people really cared about looking at the local videos instead of just national videos and people doing stuff that's of interest nationally. But of course, a restaurant in Princeton, somebody in Oregon doesn't care about that. So they're not going to look at it, and that's it. And that's when we decided to explore the idea.
Yeah. That's right. Right on.
That's it. Well, and what was funny though at first is, since La Harris had a video, I thought, well, you know, that's only one I've seen, but I'll bet lots of people now are starting to make videos around the Princeton area because it's so hip, it's so technologically advanced. There's so many great corporations here. So all we have to do is tell them about YourTownTube and they'll fill it with videos. Well, there was nobody that made videos. There wasn't any videos in town. The only videos were Princeton University had some videos. No businesses had videos. Most of the corporations had like maybe a boring corporate video here or something like that. None of the charities had videos. Nobody had videos. So when we first started it, it was like, wow, it's not like YouTube where people are just going to pop up videos of the Princeton area. They don't have them. So having a videography background also, we decided, okay, we'll go out and film them. And we went into the community, and I think the first 3 years we filmed like 500 free videos for merchants and members of the community. I mean, we filmed like everyone. And actually, Domain is the beneficiary of a few of the videos that we filmed over the years because we filmed you guys at chamber meetings and chamber events and things like that. We continually do that, but that started to populate our website. And then what we did was we started to put the links out to the different people that we filmed and had them broadcast the links over their social media. And that's the first way we started getting lots of traffic to our website because everybody, we did their videos for them. And then all we asked of them is we said, okay, we're going to send you the link. You broadcast the link out. And of course they wanted to because they get their own video scene.
Yeah.
And that way we had everybody sharing each other's links. Then we transitioned into doing holidays where we did a holiday guide, like the Christmas guides and Mother's Day, Father's Day, and we'd go out and do special videos of the merchants for that type of thing. And then we put the holiday guides in, and they were all free videos again, and everybody shared the videos. And then we started getting 1,000 people to the website, 10,000 people to the website, 20,000 people to the website, 50,000, 100,000. It went up into the millions after a while. And most of that traffic was generated by people sharing each other's links to each other's videos in the community. And that's what the whole website is really based upon. It's about people in the community sharing each other's content and getting to know each other in the community and having a great feel of the merchants, the people, the places, the arts, the university, the town, everything.
Exactly. And Gabi, talk to us a bit about FitFab WellTube as well, because I had the pleasure of joining you on that.
Yes, of course. It was a pleasure to have you on the show must go on. Well, you know, YourTownTube is such a successful platform for the local community, of course, with 3.2 million viewers coming every month on the platform. I have a background in wellness, always wanted to keep up with my wellness background, and decided that it will be, you know, it's such a successful formula. Why not replicate the formula for a wellness concentrated focus? Again, you know, everything we do, it is for the local community. It is really to help the people in our local community to not be lost into that world of virtual, and to really have an hyper focus on your local community. That is what is the most important for us. So that's a little bit what we do. We curate expert video that it is in fitness, meditation, wellness, coaching, and leadership, women leadership. Today, you know, we are very populated on FitFab and WellTube. It's a very strong community. And Mike came out with another exciting idea.
Yeah, so let's dig into that, and actually maybe before we dig into that real quick, what is the connection for you guys to, because I don't know the answer to this, so I'm curious, to the Princeton-Mercer region, like community, like where does that come from? I'm interested to know.
Well, we've lived here for a long time, about 30 years. I originally was from Bucks County, and I came over here a long time ago, and I married Gabi, and this is where we settled. And we just loved the community as soon as we moved into it. And it's not just that the community, we're not just tied in with the merchants and everything in the community. The history of the community is also a big part of our website, where we have a section called Legendary People and Stories of our area, which goes all the way back to Alexander Hamilton and all these other people that did these amazing things in our area. All the presidents that passed through here, all the legendary people that went to Princeton University and graduated. Jeff Bezos, and you know, all these icons. Yeah. And that's another reason why YourTownTube has a great story behind it, because of actually the richness of the history of this area, the entire area, even, you know, the Trenton Battle and, you know, the Battle of Princeton and the Revolutionary War and all that stuff. It really, up until today, still has an amazing history of people that do things in Princeton and carry them out to the world. The whole Princeton region, because we really stretch over into Bucks County, down, you know, to Lambertville and Frenchtown, up all the way towards New York City, down kind of all the way towards Philadelphia and the shore. Our main thing is the local Princeton-Mercer region, but we also radiate out to more like that. So it's so
it was a labor of love.
Yeah, we loved it.
Really, you know, in question of making those connections. We have like extraordinary people into our local community, and you know, we have a group of Princeton-Mercer influencers where really they appreciate what we do, and they also help our community. And those people are Mrs. G's, Hamilton, Tom McManam,
McManaman.
McManaman. You know,
Town
people like that.
Stimulus brand, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
stimulus brand. The Princeton-Mercer original, the alumni in Princeton, the student in
Yep.
TCNJ.
TCNJ.
Yeah.
All right. So this has been developed over the years, all this connection, and everyone is like a big, huge family to support each other and help this economy right now.
Princeton has a personality to it, and we always liked it since we moved here. I mean, Gabi is more like the European person that lived in the middle of New York City, and I'm like more kind of a country person that like the centralized town thing. And when we moved to Princeton, we had the best of everything here. It was like really urban, but yet at the same time, it was also suburban.
Yeah.
And the rich history and everything was great to start something that was able to tell that story. And that's how we kind of got into it. We started to just like the area. And then when I found out the video thing, it was like, you know what, there's so many stories around here to tell. And there's so many great merchants that aren't like just chain stores. You know, there's these individual businesses around here and lots of startups in terms of businesses like Domain, for instance, you know, people like that are their own thing. And they've made themselves into their own brand that's an extremely growth brand, even though it came out of this one little local area.
Yeah, no, that I love that. So we'll flip over now to what you guys have just recently launched, but let's give a little bit of a backstory, which I think people will mostly understood, but is of these local merchants, of these local businesses, pandemic, you know, COVID-19, I think we're about 6-7 months in right now. And it's affected a lot of businesses, as you guys know. And I think Gabi was one of the first people to reach out to me proactively on, you know, wellness and what is Domain doing as an organization. And we had a very nice conversation about that. And I was able to listen to the rest of them on what other organizations are doing. And Gabi was extremely proactive in that, which I love. But now you guys are trying to solve another problem, which is how do we take these family-owned businesses, these small boutique, very unique shops and merchants, and take them from that physical presence of walking downtown Princeton or all the, you know, the local communities, and move that to a virtual experience or an online experience and somewhat get the best of both worlds. So you guys recently launched your the Buy Local Connection. So why don't you walk us through that? And I think there's two sides of it. There's a bigger sponsorship side, and there's also the local merchant side. So walk us through the ideas behind that, and then how people can participate in this.
Well, before Mike starts, because he will give you really the detail on it.
And he won't shut up.
And it will be difficult for me to play some words.
That's what she really means. Before Mike starts talking and he won't shut up. I'm going to tell you a few things.
Well, the surprise was, as you know, yes, we reached out to each other and we talked during the pandemic, and you know, we went downtown the other day, downtown Princeton. We saw 7 shops close already.
That's just like 3 weeks ago. They weren't any of them closed.
Right. And we're not talking only about the mom and pop shops. We are also talking about names like Panera and Starbucks, who just evacuate the area.
Yep.
So what we really need to understand into this project is the importance to have a healthy economy. If our economy locally collapse, a lot of other things are going to be collapsing. So basically, you know, during the pandemic, it was already a crunch, and the show must go on was born, and helping people to raise a voice. And then it was the Buy Local Connection that came around, and that was again a very extraordinary idea from my husband. So I'm going to pass it on to him, but it is a fantastic program.
Well, it was obvious over the past couple of months that downtown was not being populated very well. And in fact, when we first came up with the idea, it wasn't being populated at all. And then I thought, like, well, let's just wait and see how the foot traffic returns, because it's going to start, COVID-19 is going to start, you know, getting a little less and less in the area. They'll start opening the shops, but still you go downtown and it's just not anywhere as close to the traffic it used to be. People not only don't want to go shopping as much as they did because of the pandemic and because they're not used to it anymore, then they also got used to shopping online and things like that, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
And yet when you go into the real stores of Princeton, not just Princeton, Hopewell, Pennington, all the areas, it's really not just Princeton, Robbinsville, everywhere has a cluster of local shops that have their own people, that have their own personalities, that give a certain service that you're not going to get from Amazon. You're not going to get it from Walmart. And Walmart, by the way, closed around here. It's actually closed, which is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And the local businesses have something that they can give in a retail situation and a restaurant situation that you just cannot get online. You can't just get it curbside. I mean, to actually go to the places and do things is really the richness of our areas, our local towns. And so we thought, like, we have a vehicle that somehow we can use to get foot traffic, not just online traffic, but foot traffic back in some way. And video lends itself well to that because people can really show physically what you have, who you are, what your real personality is, what charm your shop might have, what charm the people in your shop might have, what you can give to people that they cannot get in any online or just curbside experience. But if people come and do curbside, okay, that's fine too, if they do curbside from the local businesses. So we decided we would start a all video section called the Buy Local Connection. It's really a section of YourTownTube, but it's also its own entity. It has its own newsletter. It has all the videos in it, et cetera, et cetera. And what'll happen is we don't expect these to be slick video production. You go around with your iPhone in your store, your restaurant with recipes, whatever you do, just take natural, sincere little videos, about 1 minute to 2 minutes, give them to us. We'll put them all in one big newsletter. And in that big newsletter, then we will put that on our social media. But here's the big part. We want everybody who has a video in there to take that newsletter and disseminate it across their own social medias, thereby multiplying the whole thing by tons. So we hope if everybody works together, all the restaurants and merchants, 20, 30, 40, whatever it is, that are in there, work together and share everybody's newsletter and video content, that this will start getting some more interest in the downtown situations of these towns that are the locales around us and in Princeton. And in doing that, we hope to feature specials, items, recipes, even the personality of the person that's giving a service. And so to get this information out there so that you know, hey, these are real people. These are real people that have things that you can get only here. And they're convenient also. It's not like a bummer to get them. You can go down and pick up, curbside if you want to, or you can go in physically and they'll have the things reserved for you. Or you can go dine outside at some of these lovely places. There's so many things that you can do. And we want to make sure that the people around here know the physical looks of what they can get and how they can get things. And hopefully that'll start returning more traffic to the businesses and the locales around here.
Yeah, I love it. We recently had a guest on that works with more of the enterprise businesses. He's up in North Jersey, and it's all about the customer experience, and that's what he coaches and teaches and executes on for his customers. And I think exactly what you're doing, these videos, the personalities, the individual reviews of the products or services that they may be selling, or the experiences within their restaurants or outside their restaurants, you're generating that customer experience for them, so that instead of going to an Amazon or a Walmart or a Target, where yes, it's convenient to purchase something online and whatnot, this is going to truly, for that unique item or for that unique purchase, or just to break the mold for how you shop and experience things, and to support a small business, a family, you are generating and crafting that customer experience and allowing these businesses to do it. Now, if you don't mind me asking, I believe it's very cost effective for these local merchants and restaurants to join this program.
$19 a month. And that's a very nominal fee. For that, they get to give us their video. We'll even coach them on what to do in their video if they don't know. We're on-call consultation as to how to shoot the video if they want to, the content of their video. Then we will take it, we'll put their logo in it, we'll put their text in it, we'll put whatever information they need in it about, do they pick these stuff up curbside? Do they have to come into the store? Do they order online and then you just pick it up? Whatever you do. We will make it a good experience for everybody. And all the merchant has to do is get us the video once a week. And the video, again, please don't worry about having it be the most polished video on earth. Zoom, by the way, has made it now cool to just be yourself.
Exactly.
Remember before when you made videos, they had to be cool, corporate videos. Oh, I'm making a video for my business. It has to have this much image, this much that, this much that, it has to be perfectly lit, blah, blah, blah. But now it doesn't. Now it's okay to just be yourself, be sincere, and present what you've got to present for your business. That's all we want. You give it to us, and then our job is to get it viewed. Yeah. And we will get it viewed in a lot of different avenues, and you guys out there will also help get it viewed. $19 a month, I mean, that is nothing. We're not going to make any money on it at all. In fact, we're going to lose quite a bit at $19 a month. So therefore, we have sponsors that will take care of at least us getting something to do it so that we can continue to do it in the best manner possible. But we do not want the merchants to be burdened by a cost of anything but something very small and nominal because they can't afford it.
Yeah. So let's flip over to the sponsorship side of it. Walk us through what that looks like, potentially what the costs or the different levels of engagement are, and what do the sponsors get out of it so that we can also support these local businesses.
The sponsorships are in the neighborhood of $800 to $870, and the $870 just gets a couple more a couple more little benefits than the $800 people. We would like to have sponsors that are very sincere about helping the community. Sponsors that also have a benefit if they help the community, because there's nothing wrong with getting a benefit yourself out of helping the community. Yeah. So we want to make sure that the sponsors we get truly will get business also from helping their community. It won't just be a charity given. So we're offering a lot. You'll get a voiceover on every video that says this is sponsored, this is made possible by a generous grant from Domain Computers, for instance. And you'll get your logo on every video as one of the sponsors. You get your logo and an ad on the page that goes out, the newsletter that goes out with all the video. Plus, there's a featured sponsor video section of the newsletter, which means the sponsors themselves get their own section to put their own videos, and those are featured at the top of the newsletter. Also, and this is very important, we have a Charity of the Week box, where a charity of every week can submit a video, and we will choose the charity of the week that we feature in that box. If you're a sponsor on the website, you also can choose every month a charity of the week. So there's a lot of things that can be done as a sponsorship activity. There's even more benefits than that, but it's a lot of community benefits. You will get huge engagement from the community because you will also be known as one of the nice guys that made this program possible, but you'll also get recognition for it. It won't be just a fact where you just get mentioned somewhere here and there and it's a one-time event. No, this is every week. Yeah, I mean, yeah. For $800, think about this. Sometimes you did get a table at an event for $15,000. Once the event's over, that's it.
Yeah.
But this is week after week after week after week. You will get all these benefits. And I urge whoever might consider wanting to be a sponsor, just let me know. And I will send you out a sheet that has a list of all these benefits. And I call them the top 10 benefits of being a sponsor. There's actually 11 on the list because I added one since then. But there really could be like 30. That's
awesome. That's awesome. So we will make sure, Tyler, the producer of the podcast, to link to all of these things. This all sounds great. And once again, I can't thank both of you enough for being proactive. It's a word that we use a lot in our industry, reactive versus proactive. And when I see both of you, I see what you guys have done at the Princeton Chamber for the last 3.5 years, 4 years that I've been involved with it. And I know you guys go a lot longer than that. It's just that's the one word that reminds me of both of you is proactive and community centric. And I really appreciate all the work that you guys are doing.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. That's so nice.
And remember, when you see the work that we do, especially the videos, she's the one that films most of them. She's the one that edits most of them. I'm just the guy out there that talks to people. Really. No, I help film, I direct and stuff like that. But she really does most of the work. I'm not kidding. It's the way it goes.
That's awesome. Well, Gabi and Mike, thank you so much for coming on Discussions by Domain. We will make sure to get this out as quickly as possible. I will even see if we can do it as quickly as next week. That way we can get it out to our audience and share across all our platforms and really focus on this for the Princeton-Mercer regional area that we all love and support.
And I just want to say something about domain. I remember years ago when Rashad, right?
Yeah.
When Rashad came to a meeting and I met him for the first time, and it was kind of like, I guess it was in its infancy. And you guys have really grown, man, and have a great president. He was even Entrepreneur of the Year, wasn't he? Like 2 years ago?
He was, yeah. He's won a lot of good awards, Immigrant of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year. We're doing big things, and we're not trying to slow down. And the pandemic has hurt a lot of businesses, but it's also helped a lot of businesses. And I think you're going to see more and more people have access to technology to be able to live and work where they want to, which kind of goes into Gabi's message of wellness, right? I think we're gonna refocus a little bit on where we're going, and I think there will be some positives that come out of all of this, and we'll see. But yeah, thank you very much for the kind words.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
All right, guys. We'll stop here. I think we covered a lot, and it was very detailed and to the point, which is always awesome in these episodes. And like I said, we will get this everywhere. We will give you all of the assets, so the episode cards, the recordings, all of that, so you guys will be able to do whatever you please with it as well. And yeah, any questions or concerns or anything, just let me know. And I will also let you know when it's going to go live, which I will push to either be I don't think this week's a little quick, but I think by next week we'll be able to have it done.
Sure.
That's fine. By next week is fine. It's awesome. Absolutely.
We should have held up one of the flyers to the Buy Local Connection.
That's right. We should have gone like this.
We actually had printed material for it and stuff that we're going to hand out to the merchants.
Awesome.
So they will have a display there that says that they're in the Buy Local Connection.
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Anthony.
To ensure that you never miss an episode, subscribe to the show in iTunes or your favorite podcast player. This guarantees that every episode will get delivered directly to your device. To help us get the word out, share with a friend, leave a review, and check out our discussions on the web at go-domain.com/podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.